this just to put a point on it, and we need to stand up for democracy now, and we need to work together to heal our nation from the damage done by these foreign and domestic autocrats and hustlers. I mean, that's the bottom line, right? And we've got to help wake up our fellow Americans who have been duped by this stuff via the pathway of vaccines or via the pathway of Donald Trump or whatever it may be. But this trucker thing, Grid.news is a news website, a fascinating news website, relatively transparent too. And they have done some amazing reporting on this. What they found is that this whole thing came out of a bunch of Facebook groups that were all started from the account of one mom in Missouri. And this one mom in Missouri lost control of her Facebook account in October of last year. It got hacked and hijacked. And since then, her daughter has created a new Facebook account for her that says, my old account got hacked. Well, her old hacked account, we don't know who hacked this. We don't even know what country the people who hacked it are in. I mean, Facebook knows, and they could probably tell us all, but they're not saying. So here's this hacked Facebook group or Facebook page for an actual verified real-life American citizen, a Midwestern mom. And that one Facebook group created, let me get this right. This is all between just in 3 days, January 26, 27, and 28. They created a whole series of Facebook groups using mom's account, right? Convoy to Ottawa 2022 is one of the groups. Convoy to Freedom 2022, another group. Freedom Convoy Ottawa 2022 for Canada, another group. Freedom Convoy 2022 for another group. And 2022 Official Freedom Convoy to Ottawa. All of these groups, a total of 340,000 members. Over 7,500 posts. Now, this was just, quite literally, I mean, January 26th, that was what? A couple of weeks ago? This is February 9th. Yeah, this is just in a couple of weeks. They just exploded this thing. And Facebook has now taken these down, and so they've all moved over to Telegram, which is, of course, a platform owned out of the United Arab Emirates that will allow this kind of thing. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is saying, this is just phony baloney. I mean, 80% of the Canadian public is vaccinated right now. 90% of Canadian truckers are vaccinated. This is not a big issue in Canada. But these guys are trying to coordinate with the Conservative Party in Canada, and this is where it gets really interesting. The Conservative Party leader last week was kicked out of the party. That their Conservative Party is like our Republican Party, was kicked out of the party and replaced by an interim leader who was photographed wearing a Make America Great hat, a MAGA hat. So you've got a MAGA guy now running the Conservative Party in Canada. And, as a result, several Conservative Party members are breaking with the party. I mean, this is all, Jacob Rems is a historian of the U.S. and Canada. He works at New York University. He says, for the Americans, it's totally irrelevant. They don't care who the leader of the Conservative Party Canada is. They just like the idea of a bunch of white truckers being in a national capital screwing stuff up. His language was slightly more obscene, but I'm not going to beat myself again. So they raise millions on GoFundMe. They've got Glenn Beck, Ben Shapiro, Mike Huckabee out there hustling, telling people go to GoFundMe and give money to these so-called Canadian truckers. They are not all Canadians. And the ones who are unaffiliated with the union. The Canadian Trucking Union has come out against this protest. They've said, no, this is phony baloney stuff. And recently they've been defecating on lawns, desecrating monuments, urinating on war memorials, waving flags with swastikas and the Confederate battle flag. Does this sound to you like Canadians? I mean, this is, the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, he says, this is a fringe minority engaging in disinformation and misinformation online. These are conspiracy theorists about microchips and God knows what else that go with the tinfoil hats. And now it's spreading. Now they're going to the border crossings in Coutts, Alberta. and the Ambassador Bridge between Windsor and Detroit. It's amazing.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 202-808-9925.
And this is not a grassroots uprising any more than the Tea Party back, during the Obama administration was. This is being pushed from outside. This most amazing thing that I just discovered, if you go to this website, convoytraitors.ca, this is a Canadian website. It's put up by Canadians in Canada. And it's, they're calling it the Omicronvoy. Naming and Shaming Traitors is the headline. And it's just this long scrolling list of companies whose trucks are involved in this convoy, in this shutdown in Ottawa. It's really quite remarkable. So anyhow, our rant and question for the day: what can we do? How can we most effectively counter this? I mean, I try to do this every day for 3 hours right here, and also with the writing that I do, pointing out that there are foreign trolls and there are right-wing, very, very wealthy right-wingers in this country who see democracy as, at the least, an inconvenience, and at worst, an outright outrage, and want to change our form of government in the United States. And they've had some considerable success, particularly with their placement of right-wing trolls on the Supreme Court, as we saw yesterday from the decision down in Alabama to allow racial gerrymandering in violation of the Civil Rights Act, or the Voting Rights Act, of 1965. But how do we reach out to our friends and neighbors who have been sucked into this? I know a guy who's a fairly progressive fellow. He's been on this program. I'm not going to name him, but he used to be a progressive activist, and he's now full anti-vax. And once he got into the whole anti-vax thing and discovering that Anthony Fauci has been lying to us all these years, suddenly he started discovering other right-wing things that he thought, well, maybe we shouldn't be taxing. What about the national debt? It's like, once you start going down this rabbit hole, they got you. And how do you talk to your friends and neighbors about this? What do we do about this? How can we break through? My sense of it is that the main way that's going to happen is when basically the leaders of the movement start going down in flames. When Donald Trump gets indicted, when Marjorie Taylor Greene, well, God only knows what's going to happen. She represents a district in Georgia that's crazier than her. But, when some of these right-wingers in Congress start getting indicted or investigated or outed, or, it's revealed what hustlers and shills they are, I'm of the opinion that the rubes, the people who have bought this stuff, are going to start waking up. Are you?